Your ass did.
And all them people, ain't nobody see him do that.
No one saw him do that at all.
No one ever sees him do anything.
Anything at all.
And they show that they've installed all these cameras in the building. Ain't nobody catch that shit.
The man's a professional.
Hey, why don't we go outside for a second?
Back to smiling, you know? Back to being goofy ass dad. So we have for you The Return. I don't say triumphant yet because we don't know how this movie's gonna work out, but I say the return of one M. Night Shyamalan.
The one and only.
The one and only, the man with a twist.
Yeah. The man who they said was the next Spielberg at one point.
Ah, the twist is that he wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Hey, what can I say? Yeah, that man, he had a twist with everything and everything that he did. If he was drinking a glass of milk, he had a twist with it. You know, that was the thing with his movie. You know, almost every movie I think came with a twist. We're gonna be talking about his new movie, Trap. The twist with this is that he gets the twist out very early. There is a twist to this, but it's a twist that he said, ooh, this is so good, I can't wait to the end. I got to show y'all this for the first 5 minutes, and I don't blame him because it is one hell of a hook.
Oh, damn, did I miss the twist? I saw it kind of late to the movie.
Do you know what this movie's about?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
you missed.
Okay, because I was going to be like, nah, I ain't going to say nothing. Because I was like, because you said twist, and I was like,
I mean, it's pretty obvious during the movie, but even if you miss, I guess, the first, like, what, 10 minutes, I guess?
I missed it.
You missed it.
Yeah,
well, thank God for you, it's in the trailer, which you've seen a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I missed that shit.
But the twist is, and that's how early they get out the way, and that's how much he wants people to know about it before even seeing the movie. He actually put in the trailer. So the twist that we have here in Trap is that you have Josh Hartnett, who plays Cooper. He's taking his daughter out to see the biggest pop star out there, or at least this girl who's on her way to
Lady Raven.
Lady Raven.
Yeah.
The Lady Raven concert is the biggest craze, but like my man's telling you, hey, look, there's something going down here. Because the thing with Cooper, he's looking around, he's always like, man, all these cops in here, I don't feel really good about this. And that's because Cooper is a serial killer. Probably the most serial.
I'm fucking with you, bro. I'm fucking with you. I knew that shit.
I was about to say. The biggest serial killer out there, known as the Butcher. Thing is that someone tipped off the police, someone tipped off the FBI that the Butcher is such a Lady Raven fan that he got a ticket to the concert and that he's going to be there. And of course, we know the Butcher is actually Cooper right here. That's the big twist. So now that we got that twist out the way in the first 5 minutes, we are left with the remainder of the movie trying to figure out how old Coop is going to get out of this. Thing is, do we really want to root for a notorious, awful, bloody serial killer to actually get out of this? Do we want to root for this person? Well, M. Night Shyamalan thinks that you do, and he wants to put you in Cooper's shoes as he tries to get out of this arena without getting caught. And does it work? Let's go ahead and take a look.
Poor girl.
Oh, I know. We're going to talk about that and everything. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer and show this boy what he missed over here.
Yeah, I saw like 5 minutes late.
I can't wait for you to be like, oh, that's why. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Trap, and we'll be back with our reviews.
So they set up a trap for him. They're watching all the exits. They're checking everyone that leaves. There's no way to get out of here.
Man, this brother need to be fired. He told him everything.
I know, Jesus Christ. He got a long-ass line over there, too.
In fact, if you were the killer, I would actually go through this exit right here with the army cops.
Enjoy the rest of the concert.
I'll tell you something, man. I have not seen this trailer right here, and I think that they might potentially give away too much, but I don't think it's going to really affect you all that much as far as the movie goes. So, you know, the M. Night Shyamalan runs hot and cold with me. And one of my problems with him sometimes is his direction. Sometimes I think it's fine. Sometimes I think his movies move a little bit too slow. But this particular movie right here, I actually think his direction's pretty great.
I
Yeah,
liked
yeah.
the pacing a lot. I mean, it was making me scratch my head, but I was enjoying where I was on the edge of my seat, but maybe not for the right reason.
Well, I tell you, man, I think his direction is. I don't know if it's an improvement or we're just seeing a different side of him. I don't know if it's just a movie that, you know, for him it was just something where he wanted to cut loose and just have some fun and finally relax and do that, because a lot of his movies, you know, people talk with no emotion most of the time. And I don't know why he does that. That's not the case here.
They do that in the movies so fucking much.
Yeah, not here. We just got through watching The Happening, where a lot of that movie was like that. Here, first of all, the cinematography is nothing too flashy. It's nothing that, I mean, it still looks like, it doesn't look like a low budget movie, but it looks like the lower budget for a Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that that's a bad thing. You know, I think so taking out the whole serial killer part and the main plot here, one of the things that I was impressed with M. Night Shyamalan in this movie is how he actually captured the feeling of being at a concert. Because with this, you know, he does a lot of things from the concert goer's point of view. You know, getting to the show and checking in and buying merch, and also the experience of going backstage, you know, VIP. You know, I think the production for the concert
Looks good,
I think the production for the concert is done pretty well. Now I'll tell you, if you really look hard, you can tell that it's not huge. You can see there's not a whole lot of dancers on there. You know, the screens are not all that big. It's not Taylor Swift.
That's pretty, well, I mean, yeah, ain't no Taylor Swift.
No, but I've been to some concerts.
That's
and,
good. That's
you
pretty
know,
good for an arena.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, because he actually films it in a way that gives us some scope.
I didn't think that it reminded me of the concerts that I've been to. I thought that it was a little bit strange the way that it was set up.
That too, because a lot of time, like while the main act is on, a lot of people be outside, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
that don't happen. That don't happen.
I actually go to a lot of shows, and
like those lines, like it was like full
like
of
at
people.
a festival, maybe,
Maybe,
but like
yeah,
when you're
festival,
going to
yeah.
like a show with like one stage, like I feel like during the performance, people aren't like
'Cause people-
hoarding in the hallway like
that's
that.
who people pay to come see. Is that main performer? So
yeah,
why would everybody be outside during when the performer's going on?
Because the food is that good. Like I said, you could tell it's not on the biggest budget, but I thought that he filmed it pretty good with scope. It's effective at making us feel tense, you know, because, and this is a cool dynamic here, because we're feeling tense for someone that we actually want to get caught. Once you start seeing what this guy is about and what he does, I mean, you're rooting against him. But M. Night Shyamalan does a great job at putting us in his position so much from his point of view that it's hard to say, to not ask yourself, well, shit, what would I do in this situation? You know, even if you didn't kill anybody, if somebody was just looking for it and you were trapped in a certain situation, how would you get out of it? You know, he puts you in that position right there, and I think he does it very well. Josh Hartnett.
Oh my God. I think he makes the movie work.
Josh Hartnett, he's having so much fun with this performance that you can't help but look at this and say, that is perfect casting. He does an excellent job at switching from this goofy dad to this fucking mentally ill killer right here. And he can switch in a second, especially the more desperate he gets. Because one moment he'll be kind of this, you know, he'll have that goofy ass smile on his face, and then another minute that smile will just go away like that, and he'll do something heinous without skipping a beat. I mean, and he does it so quick that, and I hate to laugh, but it caught me so off guard that sometimes it moves so quick that it's funny, almost funny. Joe ass did.
And all them people, ain't nobody see him do that.
No one saw him do that at all.
No one ever sees him do anything
at all.
And they show that they've installed all these fucking cameras in the building. Ain't nobody catch that shit.
The man's a professional.
Hey, why don't we go outside for a second?
Back to smiling, you know. Back to being goofy ass dad. So Josh Hartnett, I've always looked at him and said, you know what, I mean, he hasn't really gone anywhere, but I've liked this guy for years. I liked him when he was a kid, like when he was in The Faculty and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah, it is, and I thought he was all right back then. I think that this is a guy who has become a much better actor as he's gotten older, and this is, you know, I don't know how this movie's going to do if there's any reason why I would hope this movie would do well, it's only because I just want Josh Hartnett to have a success out of this, man, because he pours it all in here, and there's a lot of different emotions, a lot of places he has to go. So it's not a one act performance.
Right.
You know, he has to be a dad, he has to be a killer. He also has to have these other sides of himself in order to maneuver this situation. Josh Hartnett is a great talent, man, and somebody said at one time, man, he should have been Dr. Doom, and I'd be like, you know what? No, I don't want him to be, because I think that, you know, I don't want him to get wrapped up in one character. I want to keep playing stuff that really takes advantage of his talents.
He was definitely very compelling in the movie. I'll give him that for sure.
He played that character so good. I was like, I don't want to meet this dude in real life. I was like, fuck that. I don't want him being nowhere near that shit. Hell no.
Why, Julian?
Yeah.
Julian, let's go to the concert.
No.
Hey, I heard you could get me tickets.
No.
Come on, brother.
He scared the fuck out of me during the film.
Corey ain't your dad. I'm your dad. You don't need him. Yeah, no, he was scary. He was very scary. It was scary the way he could like switch so many different modes. I love him in this movie, man.
I still gotta say though that him and most of the other characters, besides maybe his daughter, they were all just acting strange, I'll say.
I think that's M. Night Shyamalan's direction. I think that's what that is.
Maybe, but this whole movie, to sum it up, the acting and just all these characters, they feel like they're from another planet. Like, it doesn't feel real. It feels off, and maybe that was intentional.
I have to disagree with you on that. I think that, first of all, I'll give it to you with his daughter. So Salika is M. Night Shyamalan.
What is his daughter? Okay.
Yeah, that's his daughter. Sure. Now, if his daughter's singing, she can perform. She's dancing.
She can sing.
And if she's singing, she's very talented. And I will say, you don't have to like the songs. The songs are a combination of Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga. Now, if she's singing those songs, she's an amazingly talented girl.
Right.
She's used in this movie a lot more than the trailer shows. She has a bigger role than you think. Now, I will give you this. I don't think that she's a great actor, but I think she has promise.
I actually meant, his daughter, the little girl. I thought that she was, like, pretty normal as far as people go.
You talking about Cooper's daughter?
Yeah.
Oh,
did you not like her?
Yeah.
No, I thought that she was. I liked everyone in this movie to varying degrees. It's just that I didn't quite buy it in a way where I was like, this is real life. It felt off to me.
I think the only normal person in the movie was his daughter. Like
that's what I'm saying.
She's asking all the right questions like that. Why are you being so weird? Like, what's going on, Dad?
I'm going to tell you, I liked his daughter, man. And his daughter, I think she's actually an Australian actress. Ariel Donahue, his daughter Riley. I actually thought that she was very good in the movie.
She's talented.
And you know what? See, that's the thing with the movie. So, because I want to talk about her in context to something here. Before I get to her, I will say that I'm not going to spoil it. You might have caught it, but there's a cameo in the movie.
Oh, come on.
And I'm not going to say anything.
Who don't know that?
I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to say anything because some people might have missed it. But I would say that best line in the movie for me. You trying to make me doo-doo in my pants? That's the line in the movie given by this cameo. I love that. I would say that this movie has it had three different kind of climaxes, three serial killer cliche climaxes in the movie. And that sounds ridiculous because the movie had three climaxes where I thought it was ending and it kept going. And normally I'd be like, this is stupid. All right, this is ridiculous. Keep this going. But I think, and it should be ridiculous, but I think it worked here. And the reason why is because I think they only worked in a movie like this because it took me to some unexpected places with that. And for a movie that's supposed to keep you guessing, those three different kind of cliches, climaxes kept me guessing. And it almost felt like they were a play, almost making a comment on those cliches in serial killer movies and thrillers.
Yeah, I mean, the most interesting thing about it is that this is M. Night kind of taking a stab at doing his own Hitchcock thing. Because Hitchcock was big on telling the audience certain things, and all the other characters don't know. So I did appreciate that. That did make it interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. It's his way of making a Hitchcock movie as if Hitchcock directed Silence of the Lambs at a Taylor Swift concert. And he actually described that. He described it as Silence of the Lambs at a Taylor Swift concert. I'm going to throw in if it was directed by Hitchcock. He usually tries to be Spielberg in a lot of his movies, and a little bit of Hitchcock too. He's very much Hitchcock in this film right here. But, going back to his daughter, because I was talking about how we have these 3 climaxes in this movie, and I think they add to the suspense because they keep you guessing. I liked his daughter. Not only, and I agree with you, his daughter was great because his daughter was asking the right questions. She was
the right questions.
She was using. She wasn't some dumb. Dumb kid. She wasn't some dumb character in the movie, and I think the actress is talented, and also I think there's there's more of an innocent suspense. Like you have the killer part that's suspenseful, you have the escape part that's suspenseful, but there's an innocent suspensefulness with this character right here, Cooper's daughter, because she's getting really frustrated with him. Right. And he keeps leaving.
He keeps leaving.
He keeps leaving and acting weird and shit. And that's where she keeps saying, "What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Why can't you sit your ass down?" And the reason why I say it's kind of suspenseful is because you start feeling bad for her. She wants to enjoy this concert with her dad. She wants to spend time with dad. And he keeps getting up and leaving. And it's just kind of like, all right, this girl going to end up getting hurt because he can't sit his ass down too. He's already, a serial killer. That's bad enough. But, it's I thought that they did that pretty well, where Josh Hartnett becomes so desperate that he's trying to get his daughter to do some dumb shit in the movie too.
I forgot that part.
That's what I was talking about. Where I was like, I've never seen some shit like that.
Yeah, that don't fucking happen at a concert. That don't happen.
They don't have a trap door right next to the average people out there. But there's a trap door that he sees, and he wants where the surprise act comes out of, and he's okay. So this is ridiculous. I like that he's doing stupid shit and he's annoying his daughter, but at the same time, no trap door open in front of the regular audience, and they don't leave it open like that.
For some reason there was a trap door. Yeah, it would not be left open like that. Not that long.
Not for long enough for a killer to look at and be like, "Hey, you want to go down there?"
Come down and see where it leads. It looks really cool.
What?
Even she knows. Don't nobody do that shit.
That's what I'm saying. So she's saying all the right shit.
She's almost us. Well, we're noticing all the dumb shit here. Now that is one of the things I'm talking about. When I say they caught the feeling of a concert, it's like being there, checking in. Mm-hmm. No, there are certain things that are just not logical here. Let me tell you something. Everything works well in this movie except the story, because you have some very improbable, downright stupid things that happen in this movie.
Pretty inconvenient or convenient.
Very convenient. Yeah. Listen, for everything, I'm talking about how much I'm enjoying all these aspects of the movie, but for everything that works in this movie, but every moment I praise this movie for doing something right. There's a moment right after that where I say bullshit.
I know. See,
I was waiting for you to say.
I know. Yeah. See, I was the same way with you, but I was like, fuck. If I don't just turn my brain off, I'm gonna start hating this shit.
Listen. There are moments in here that are so poorly written, and they're poorly written not because M. Night Shyamalan's a bad writer. It's because, well, he's a bad writer in the sense that he's setting up very convenient situations for his character to get out of.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
It's pretty much the writing equivalent of putting a stick in the door so it's left open and won't lock.
Or putting arrows like right here. It just so happens this person is here to do this.
Oh yeah. Our M. Night Shyamalan peek behind the door and say, "Psst, hey, Cooper, come on. Hey, buddy, I got you. I wrote this.
You want a hot dog?
Listen, because this guy, he's like, Shyamalan has constructed these situations to let Cooper conveniently wriggle out of these situations, man, or get into another convenient situation. Either convenient for him to get out of again, or just a way to entertain us or try to create some sort of, trying too hard to create suspense. Some things just would not happen, y'all. All right. FBI SWAT. Now, this is not a spoiler. I'm just telling y'all what's happening here. Let me see here. So, FBI and SWAT teams and whatnot, they got a room in this movie where they're all going over the plan. They're doing their big briefing. And this fool somehow, disguised as a worker, Cooper, walks into the room and nobody notices him. Now, I don't give a fuck if you worked there and SWAT and FBI briefed you on what's happening here. They still would not let your ass in the room when they are going over their briefings.
Especially when you look like the fucking suspect.
Yeah. He just rolls on in, offers donuts, and gets some coffee and shit. I'm like, they would turn around and say, "Get the fuck out of here," or they would arrest him on the spot for being there in the first place. That would not happen.
No.
There's a lot of moments. I can't tell you everything. There's a lot of moments like that. Oh Jesus.
I know. That's moments like that where I'm like, yo, I gotta turn my brain off. Like even like the whole like, it's not. I don't know if it's too big of a spoiler, but like the whole backstage thing. Like that. Come on, that wouldn't happen like that.
It's too convenient.
Yeah, you know, grabbing shit like that. They're grabbing police
right in front of them.
Police y'all look at this. Look at this shit. There's a killer on the loose. They're all telling each other, look out for the killer. He's sneaky. He's crafty. This guy, whoa, he's probably smarter than most of y'all out there. And they just leave their equipment just lying around for that.
And then no one on the radio is like, yo, I lost my radio. And, you know, anybody see my radio?
No one said nothing. Stolen cars.
Yeah, nothing.
The moment in the trailer where he's looking at the what's it called, the fire alarm, a security guard would have been like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Stop that.
It wasn't even like he was doing it for a second. He was like...
He had his hands right there.
Oh yeah. No one's saying, and they show it's packed outside. So how the hell is he able to just do that?
And speaking of, again, this shit is completely. It's not. Listen, I can say it logical. I'm gonna use stupid because this is shit that should be obvious. This man, he steals the police phone with the radio with the headset to it, and walks around wired.
With the earpiece.
With an earpiece. A wired. Nobody had no headphones like that. Walks around with a wired earpiece while there's equipment missing. And that's stopping everybody but his ass. They're arresting people. Innocent people.
I could see it. They probably thought that was the manager or something.
He probably works there.
Manager, he works there. That's other than that, no, everything else bullshit.
Fun fact, actually, about that shot, that place, that looked really familiar to me, and I looked it up. It was actually shot at my college. That's a hallway in York University.
Really?
Yeah.
So the stadium is that?
Not that hallway in particular. That's at York University.
Really?
Yeah. And I looked it up. People said that there's shots from the new subway that they built there.
So Subway or Subway sandwich? No, I'm being serious. They had
a Subway like at the university. Like there's a Subway station.
Yeah, I still think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
because
it's like right behind them.
Let me tell you why. Because staff has been.
They've been prompt. Staff
has been notified. They've been brought in. They've been briefed, and he wasn't there. And he's walking around. Also, nobody knows who. And he's walking around with this damn earpiece. And the reason why that earpiece is weird to me is because there's equipment missing. Nobody reports it. It should be reported. And then this guy should be walking around with a stove. You know,
the only reason why I'm getting out of pass because like even as like I used to work in a movie theater, like my first job, and I had an earpiece like that, so I could give that a pass.
But if he was a manager of a person of importance with one of those goddamn earpieces, wouldn't he have been at one of those meetings when they were...
Exactly. Because they said they brought
I'm not defending this motherfucker.
I know. Well, you know what? It's going to sound like I'm defending it because I'll say this. I'll give the story this. Even with some of these dumb things here, you know, it explains how this trap is set up. You know, where M. Night Shyamalan, even as dumb as some of these things are, he's trying to go in and give, because the trap itself is implausible. All right.
Yeah,
Like to go to an arena and try to catch a killer out of 6,000 people. That's stupid. That's ridiculous.
So wild.
That's ridiculous. But he does try his hardest to explain how the trap was set up. He goes to great lengths to get into great detail about how some of these implausibilities might work, even though he's putting a lot of work in to explain it, and it means nothing. You know, it doesn't work. And like I said, there's even one moment here, and I was telling you this, he even acknowledges there's a stinger here. And that stinger is almost acknowledging how ridiculous some of this stuff is. The only thing about this movie where I would say that I'm not, because I'm like you, if I was to sit up here and judge it based on all these implausibilities
you're gonna just full on hate it.
It would be some complete bullshit. The only reason why I say it works is because as crazy as some of this stuff is, and as silly as it is, some of the situations are actually very suspenseful. And I think they happen much later in the movie. Some of the stuff is fundamental, where he's trying to get out of all these situations. But near the end, they got some very, intense moments that happen. And I think the reason why is because that's when it really does center on the characters more. It's not just about this gimmick of trying to, oh shit, they're the police. Let me turn around and go another way. It's like, that's when you actually get performances. That's when you get some of. I actually think is when you get the actors in here near the end of this movie. I think you get some of M. Night's best direction. Yeah. That's when you get one of an amazing performance out of Josh Hartnett. It's near the third act or in the third act. So I don't know. I reluctantly looked at the parts that made me very intense and very left me in suspense because all this stuff is just it's so illogical that I don't want to give it credit, but those parts really did work. So I think that if you watch this movie and those illogical moments really get to you, they will be a big distraction and they can bring the movie down for you. But if you can look past those moments, I think that, again, in a very, 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 I don't know, popcorn movie kind of way.
If you can look past it, or like how the audience was with me, just laugh at it. Because I think this is a very strange movie, like emphasis on bizarre crowd pleaser. Like people are having a good time, but people are still walking out going like, what the fuck was that, man?
Yeah.
That's all his movies though.
Yeah.
But this one in particular, where just all these people were so strange, and there were some weird stuff that happens. Like you haven't talked about how Josh Hartnett, like he has crazy sleight of hand. He can teleport at one point. Like it's
he turns into Batman.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, you hit it right there. Is it a crowd pleaser? I think it can be. I think, I don't like to use that term, shut your brain off. I don't think that, that's too much of a freebie. It's too much of giving a movie an excuse or a pass. I don't like using that, but I do think his direction is so good in some parts that it does work. It does allow you to be carried by some of the more enjoyable parts of the film, and it can be enjoyed that way. Like I said, Josh Hartnett's performance alone, I think, is worth watching, and he delivers. M. Night Shyamalan delivers on its premise more than what you see right here. Yeah, this movie extends out of what we see in this trailer mostly, and so it's that was another thing that surprised me right there. And I do think some of the better parts are in that third act, and that's where things still get.
They get sloppy.
Stupid.
There's still a lot of plot holes in there. There's still gaps of logic in there. But like I said, near that third act, that's where it got the most intensity out of the film. That's what some of the best performances were, and it ends on a high note for me, except for the very end.
Oh, I hated the very end. I was like, of course, M. Night gonna do this.
At the very end, they do something again that's ridiculous, something that law enforcement would never do.
Oh my god! Man, if we would do a spoiler talk, I
was really, and maybe it's a spoiler to say this, I was hoping that it was going to take like a science fiction turn. Like at one point, they show a close up of his body. I was like, man, I hope that wings come out of his shoulders right now. That would be fucking awesome.
No, we're not gonna say it. Maybe somebody said, just say no. We're not gonna say it.
I thought we were gonna spoil the movie because it's crazy.
No, I'm not. No, don't.
That ending is some bullshit.
No, the complete. Because I was saying, thank God y'all ended this on a high note, and then they ended on that one dumb thing, and I was like, why'd you do this? You didn't have to do this. You couldn't just fucking leave, could you? You couldn't just go. But I don't know, man.
I want to talk about that so bad.
I don't know. Well, y'all can close it out. I said everything I had to say. Here at this.
I think that even though the movie introduces him as a serial killer, and it is kind of predictable in some ways that the direction it's going to go, like, eventually things are going to have to come to a head. I was still kind of on the edge of my seat watching this. I was like, what's the next crazy thing that one of these weird people are going to do?
Yeah.
And there's details in this movie where it's like, why?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, did you notice there were people with bracelets in the audience that were lighting up? I was like,
oh, that's a thing. That's a thing for concerts. Yeah.
Okay. I'd never seen that before, but there were things like that stood out to me among some of the things that these characters would do and say. And I had a good time with watching it. I don't think it's a very good movie, but it's one of the strangest that I've seen. And I'd have to give it. I'll give it one of them smelly rentals where there's kind of bullshit in there. But I don't know. I think this would make for a good roast. I'd give it a rental.
All right.
Roast.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's an open fire waiting for this movie.
Could you see us roasting this?
No, I can see us talking about it and doing a funny review of it, like a spoiler talk or in-depth discussion. Maybe a roast. I don't know. Probably it could be. I don't know. I have to think about it because there are some roastable things in here. You know, it would have to be. Maybe it'd be one of those really weird roasts where it's a very respectable roast.
Sure.
Because a lot of this movie does work.
Okay, so M. Night Shyamalan to me is very hit or miss. But I'm going to say I think this is one of his better films. This is the type of movie where I was watching it and I was intrigued like mostly throughout the film. I'm going to say the beginning, the first 2 acts I really enjoyed. I thought the third act was kind of sloppy a little bit and plot holes and stuff like that. But I'll just tell you, man, these characters were a joy to watch. M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, I know you talked about her, but you didn't really go too deep into her.
What, his daughter?
Yeah, his daughter. Yeah, I honestly liked her. You know, I don't think her acting was the best, but I think that there's promise there, like you said.
I did go into her a little bit. I said what you said because I think that she's actually very talented. Right. I think her performances in the movie as far as on stage.
Oh, it was good. Great. Yeah, that was good.
But like you don't see this, but she has a bigger role in the movie, and I think there's potential and promise for her. She wasn't terrible, but she wasn't great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that shit made no sense.
Yeah,
that
okay,
would
yeah.
not happen.
Yeah, like, fuck. It'd be cool if I even said it. Cause
you can't say it.
Okay, but like her being like that statue, like, or a stature, like, famous, like there's gonna be some security around her,
No, it has no bearing on her performance though.
Yeah, on stage.
That's part
really
of the stories we've already acknowledged is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, on stage she's actually really good, but yeah, when you see her later on, it's very hit or miss there. But look, man, I really did enjoy this movie. I was really having a great time in the theater. Now I'll tell you one thing I did not like, and I don't know, this dude sucks at comedy, I'll say. Like, all the little comedy and funny bitch he try to do, that shit don't work.
Not even with Josh Hartnett some parts?
Not really.
I was laughing throughout, man. I thought it was pretty silly.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just wasn't laughing that much. And it's like, especially at the stinger at the end, I was like, this shit ain't funny.
He's not. Those parts, there were some parts with Josh Hartnett because, he's such a great performer that I thought some of his and the parts where he's playing the goofy dad, I thought that was pretty funny. But there's one dude in there that is a comedic character, and he is not funny. There's another character in there. There's a mom who's supposed to be slight comedic. And So that was not
that don't
great
work.
See, I was laughing at that because I was like, damn, that is stupid. That sucks.
Yeah, but you're not laughing. You're laughing ironically.
Yeah. Because it was goofy.
So. But no, I did have fun watching this film. I guess I definitely think it's one of his better films, and I'll give it a low matinee.
I am standing with one of you in this room, and your rating.
You saying with me?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. It's something that I thought about hard because I think there is so much in this movie story-wise that is just so nonsensical. But as I said, I think somehow through that nonsense, he's still, if you drop, really trying to make sense out of it, there are moments where it's directed so well that it does keep you, as you said, it does keep you on the edge of your seat.
Right.
Which is the point of this movie for most of it. And then that goes especially for, it escalated and it carried over to where it should have, the final climax of the movie. Like I said, there's 3 of them. So when it gets to that final climax, I'm like, wow. We've hit that pace to where it has hit so much of a head. It has hit this point where I'm supposed to be just pretty much so intense that my palms, my fingernails are digging into the skin of my palms. And a lot of that has to do with Josh Hartnett. Like I said, when you get his performance at the end, man, it is so frightening.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's
so good.
There's a moment where he's so scary. I don't want to say anything more. I'm about to say something I probably shouldn't. So, I got to weigh the options here, man. Nonsense or effectiveness. Effectiveness kind of outweigh the bullshit. Yeah, so I give it a low I give it a low matinee also.
Yeah, there you go.
Extremely low matinee. I'm scraping. Is there matinee left? Yeah, but why am I smelling my? But yeah,
Smelling that matinee.
smell that matinee. Maybe it's that stinky rental that was still down there. No, I give it that. I give it a very extremely low matinee. No, I enjoyed myself. I really did. I mean, and again, you know what? Maybe I saw it in the right conditions, man. I went over at a theater. I had myself a nice cocktail. I had some good food. I had one of those nice seats, you know. So I don't know. Maybe that theater is pushing me, but I had a good time, man.
The compelling part for me was like, man, what's the next silly thing you're gonna do in this goddamn movie?
And that was happening for me too.
Yeah. No, I was there with y'all. Oh man,
I'm telling you, man, this would make a great roast.
I don't know about a roast, but definitely a spoiler talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know how big this movie would be, but man, because we want to sit up here and talk about some in the stupid spoilery things in this movie.
Oh my god, I just want to say it so.
Don't say it.
I want to say the ending so bad.
There's even stuff in the trailer though where it's like, why the fuck was that person standing there? Like the shots are so long and someone just like gets fucked up and it's like, why didn't you just act like a human and move?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know what part you're talking about because I said the same thing. But actually, that person was probably dumb. They probably didn't know.
You don't gotta be smart to know that.
Yeah. Listen, no, I'm not gonna. No, don't spoil it for anybody. Don't say it. We'll save this for a day when we can. This is a M. Night Shyamalan movie with a lot of surprises in the film. Whether those surprises work or they're just completely dumb.
It's funny y'all talking about the twist. I was just like, when I watched it, I didn't really sense or see a twist.
No, but that's how it's like Hitchcock, is that he gives the audience that twist immediately.
The twist is at the beginning.
Okay.
And I use the word twist. It really is the hook.
Okay, there you
it's
go.
Not a twist. It's the hook of
That's
the
why
movie.
when you said twist, I was like, what?
I was just joking around because he does that.
I was like, I don't see no twist in this movie.
It's the hook.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
the hook.
That makes sense. Okay.
The hook.
I thought I missed something.
All right, y'all.
We had one movie that doesn't rely on a twist. So.
He had another one.
The bit had a twist.
No, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, not that one.
The twist wasn't good.